G'day Tribeys. Well, I'm going to take you through the garage. We're in Bahrain for the final WEC race for the Porsche 919 program. It's been very successful obviously over the years, but it's actually pretty emotional. It's the last time we're going to race the car. Going to give you some exclusive access now. Let's come and have a bit of a look at the whole garage. The P3 session has just finished, so come and have a look at it. Come on, mate. Good. Good to see you. Do you want a quick beat? So, we've got the number one car here on the left. Boys have just come in after the session. We'll come around this side here. Fans going in to cool the brakes, obviously. We've got the scales here. They're going to weigh the car very, very quickly as well. You can see the amount of intensity. You know, the team have got a lot of people here, obviously, to travel. This is one of the most complex cars in the world, obviously, to get it up and running and run smoothly throughout the sessions. Obviously, it's amazing how much horsepower we need from the personnel. So it's great for you guys to get a bit of a snapshot in there. There's a fuel flow meter. Look at the inside that's where the fuel flow meters actually measure the fuel while the car's actually running on track. So that's regulation from the FIA. Timo's in the car at the moment, just giving the final debrief. And typical Porsche presentation, cleaning the windscreen straight away after the session's finished, which is a meticulous program. This is how this team has run for so many years. That's why it's so successful. Operationally, one of the best teams I've ever worked with. You can also see the mirror. The mirror is tucked in there, which is quite unusual. If you have a look at the mirror, very, very interesting. All built in within the bodywork there, so that's something that the people would not always have a clear eye on. So and here's the main timing screen. So we've got the timing screen just up here that the guys look at here. Andreas Zadel, our team boss. There's Emil, he's our chief mechanic. He's a guy that needs no sleep at Le Mans. Like most of the team, the guys just run through 30 hours, 35 hours for the Le Mans 24 hour. But this weekend's a bit lighter, 6 hours, so it's a bit easier. So let's go and have a look at the back of the garage. You might recognise this guy. G'day mate, how are you? Good. Talking to the Tribeys. These are the DriveTribe, so how we looking?
We're P1 in this session, but the order have been pretty quick a weekend, so we think it's going to be a tough race, but we're going to give everything, mate. Last weekend for this project, so
gotta go for it.
There'll be a few tears off from both of us.
We'll beat Toyota. Come on. Come around the back. We've got some spares. This will be very, very important because these sort of spares, it doesn't look super organised here, but they're sort of spares that the mechanics can get to really quick in terms of close to the garage, operationally something that could be quite sensitive for us to stay in the game. So you've got tactics out the back here as well as, of course, out the front. So got some spare rear wing here, spare bodywork, sorry. Loads of Red Bull, you need plenty of that for endurance racing. Coffee as well. How's the racing there? He organises all the logistics, he's the king of that. Come through here. We've got all the guys' helmets laid out, spare helmets with a fan underneath. When I was back in F1, we worked out we had these fans to cool the helmets out really, really quickly. All the drink bottles, earplugs here. Here's Brendon's earplugs. So obviously they're moulded perfectly for his ears. You've got the gloves, obviously. Andre, Neil and Nick. Drivers are always weighed every time they get in the car. You don't want to do that with me now because I'm about 1,000 kilos. Here you go, we're going to do it right now. Timo's in with the seat, so they measure with the seat. Timo's overweight, it's end of season. That's with everything, so he's one of the lightest guys around. But he's still got some coconuts. He's still got some coconuts in there somewhere. And then we've got a lot more room out here because this is where the guys fix obviously the bodywork, keeping the details on the bodywork really nice. Having all the spares. Generally we don't use them. You have to bring them obviously to be safe. But the drivers always behave themselves. The Porsche drivers are the best in the world. So we will always behave ourselves and they never use the spares. So touch wood. Nipple, dribble from Brendon. So we've worked our way out the front now. Spin the camera around and have a bit of a look at what we've got here. So about 4 hours in between sessions, there's a lot of details to get ready for qualifying, get the car in absolute perfect condition for that one flying lap they'll do tonight between each driver. And then it's obviously the aggregate. The two drivers do qualifying and then they add the times together, and that's a good position for tomorrow's race.